The life story and final years of the ugly Eli Wallach. Eli Wallach was born on December 7, 1915 at 156 Union Street in Red Hook, Brooklyn, a son of Polish-Jewish immigrants Abraham and Bertha Wallach. He had a brother and two sisters. Wallach graduated in 1936 from the University of Texas with a degree in history. While there, he performed in a play with fellow students Anne Sheridan and Walter Cronkite. 2 years later he received a Master of Arts degree in education from the City College of New York. He gained his first method acting experience at the Neighborhood Playhouse School of the Theater in New York City, where he studied under Sanford Meisner. Wallach's education was cut short when he was drafted into the United States Army in January 1942. Later, when he was serving in France, a senior officer noticed his acting career and asked him to create a show for the patients. He and his unit wrote a play called Is This the Army? In the comedy, Wallach and the other actors mocked Axis dictators, with Wallach portraying Adolf Hitler. Wallach took classes in acting at the dramatic workshop of the New School in New York with the influential German director Erwin Piscator. He later became a founding member of the Actors Studio, taught by Lee Strasberg. There, he studied more method acting technique with founding member Robert Lewis, and with other students including Marlon Brando, Montgomery Clift, Herbert Berghoff, Sidney Lumet, and his soon-to-be wife, Anne Jackson. Wallach became Marilyn Monroe's first new friend when she became a student at the Actors Studio, once insisting on watching him perform in the tea house of the August Moon from the backstage wings. She also became friends with his wife, Anne Jackson, also studying at the studio, and would visit the couple at their home and sometimes babysit their new child. He made his debut on Broadway in 1945, and won a Tony Award in 1951 for portraying Alvaro Mangiacovello in the Tennessee Williams play The Rose Tattoo. Wallach made a strong screen debut in 1956 in the film version of the Tennessee Williams play Baby Doll, 1956, shined as Dancer, the Natalie-dressed hitman, in director Don Siegel's film noir classic The Lineup, 1958, and co-starred in the heist film Seven Thieves, 1960. Director John Sturges then cast Wallach as vicious Mexican bandit Calvera in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, the Western adaptation of the Akira Kurosawa epic Seven Samurai, 1954. The Misfits, 1961, in the Star-Spangled Western opus How the West Was Won, 1962. Looking for a third lead actor in the final episode of the Dollars trilogy, Italian director Sergio Leone cast the versatile Wallach as the lying, two-faced, money-hungry, but somehow lovable, bandit Tuco in the spectacular The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, 1966, aka The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, arguably his most memorable performance. Wallach kept busy throughout the remainder of the 60s and into the 70s with good roles in McKenna's Gold, 1969, Cinderella Liberty, 1973, Crazy Joe, 1974, The Deep, 1977, and as Steve McQueen's bail buddy in The Hunter, 1980. The 1980s was an interesting period for Wallach, as he was regularly cast as an aging doctor, a mafia figure or an over-the-hill hitman, such as in The Executioner's Song, 1982, Tough Guys, 1986, Nuts, 1987, The Two Jakes, 1990, and as the candy-addicted Don Altobello in The Godfather Coda, The Death of Michael Corleone, 1990. At 75-plus years of age, Wallach's quality of work was still first class, and into the 1990s and beyond, he has remained in demand. He lent fine support to Bride of Violence, 1990, Naked City, Justice with a Bullet, 1998, and Keeping the Faith, 2000. Most recently Wallach showed up as a fast-talking liquor store owner in Mystic River, 2003, and in the comedic drama King of the Corner, 2004. In early 2005, Eli Wallach released his much-anticipated autobiography, The Good, the Bad and Me. In my anecdotage. An enjoyable reading from one of the screen's most inventive and enduring actors. Eli Wallach was very much a family man who remained married to his wife Ann Jackson for 66 years. When Wallach died at 98, in 2014, in Manhattan, NY, he was survived by his wife, 3 children, 5 grandchildren and several great-grandchildren. Sadly, Wallach died on June 24, 2014, in Manhattan, New York, of natural causes at the age of 98. Goodbye Eli Wallach.